Check. We're starting way early. Dude, I'm super early. Just trying to make sure this thing's not jumping and getting crazy like it has in the past. So I'm gonna try and watch and listen through this one to see what's going on. You guys are ready for Wednesday night, I'll tell you. I'm here 21 minutes early. I was just going to do some testing for about 10, 15 minutes and then shut it down and come back on, but I'll just leave it up now. I got you, Bruce. I got you, Bruce. Yeah, the weather's been crazy probably the last week or so. Viking shocks, are those the rears? Blown dart? I may be looking for some rears. Ah, both. I may be buying Mike's when he switches to when he switches to Mensers. I finished getting things set up here, so we're ready. Adjustable rears and not coils. Yeah. All right, blown dart. So your drag radials did great, Bruce. That's awesome, man. In the rain, especially for a set of drag radials. I think I may turn the sensitivity of this microphone up a little bit. Check. Yeah, that's a little better. I think we'll leave it right there. Yeah, the Nittos are a bit crazy, that's for sure, especially in the rain. Well, we're just gonna hang out here for another 17 minutes. Uh, well, we already got eight people in the chat. That's pretty good for 17 minutes early. All right, where are you gonna be at, Blown Dart? Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, the Solomons are pretty cool. It's a pretty nice place to go. Bruce, we never have a topic. You know, we always fly by the seat of our pants. Uh, all right, I gotta get these headphones off, man. The lag between when I'm talking and when it comes back across is driving me crazy. Oh man, week and a half before we go under the knife. I'm excited. I'm excited. Y'all gonna hear this again in 15 minutes, but obviously you guys love to hear me talk because you're 15 minutes 15 minutes early. Some of y'all was like 20 minutes early. Yeah, I don't think I'll be hitting the drag strip this weekend either. I'm not going to hit the drag strip until, oh golly. Let's see. So everything goes on the week of the 10th through the 14th. Hopefully, Dave's got me penciled in for the 17th to get tuned. So that weekend, 18, 19, 20, 20, what, 22nd, 23rd of July will be the next time I'm at the track. Anyone noticed a tune being better after a long road trip? One thing about a long road trip is it gives your car that much longer to learn, right? Your car is always learning, even with a tune, right? Your car is still learning your driving habits and such. So, going on a long trip is actually pretty good for your car because it gives it a long time to learn the tune, get adjusted to the tune, get your short term trims and your long term trims, get them under wraps. It's it's really a good thing. But yeah, sometimes cars will run better after you put the tune in and go for a long trip. So because short trips, uh, it takes a while for your long term, short term trims to come in and get settled down, especially if you're using it as a daily. Now, if you're going quarter mile and you're trailering it, it's not a big. Your long short term aren't as big a deal as if you're daily driving. But when you're daily driving, your short term, long term trims are important for that drivability aspect of the car. Chris, just heard a ticking in the bottom end of your Jeep. So we want to pull the 5.7 out and rebuild with some goodies. 270 cam, MDS delete, and springs. Nice, Chris. Nice. I love the 270. That's what I have in the car now. I did go with a custom cam from MMX when we do the swap to the forged bottom end. But I've had the 270 for 5 years now, 4.5 years, 5 years. It's been an awesome cam. It's been great. It's ran nines, so we got that to say for it. And Chris, the 5.7, you're still in the safe-ish zone with 10 pounds. Let's be honest, right? Nothing's 100% safe. No matter what you do, you mod your car, it's never 100% safe, right? There's no 100% guarantees once you mod your car, especially putting in forced induction. But for the most part, 10 pounds, 5.7, you'll be okay. I know a lot of people that have run 10 pounds and have been fine. I've been running over 10 pounds for the last 2 years, 2 years or so. So yeah. All right, Bruce, that's good. Them good 20, 30, 40-mile trips are actually good for your car. Again, good for the tune to learn what's going on, and your car will tend to settle down the more you drive it. Chris, for now, I don't care about huge power. The 270 just sounds so good. And I know with the 5.7, I'll have to gap the rings just for a little bit more peace of mind. Yeah. I've said my opinion about gapping rings quite a bit. My thing with gapping rings, if you're going that far to tear the engine down, that far to pull the pistons out to gap the rings, you might as well get a set of drop ins and do them at the same time. Now, if you don't do the crank, I think you're fine with the crank, but if you're gonna crack the engine open and go that far, I would just get a set of drop ins from MMX or HHP or one of those folks, and you might as well at least forge the pistons and the rods. Then you don't have to worry about those. But my stock crank is held up to a lot of beatings. 6 years worth of beatings. Actually 6.5. Really, because I bought it in November of 2016. So yeah. Just my opinion, Chris. I know I'm spending your money, right? It's easy for other people to spend your money, but unless you're doing the work yourself, then maybe I could see cracking the engine open yourself and doing it. But if you're paying someone to crack your engine open and gap your rings, while you're there, you might as well at least forge the pistons and rods. Anyway, that's my opinion. Okay, so you're doing the work yourself. That's a little different story, right? So now you're not paying someone to crack open your engine, you're doing it yourself. Okay, I could see doing it yourself, but just for safety's sake, just go ahead and do the drop-ins. I You beat me to the punch, Hugh. I was about to say that in a minute. No, I don't. For now, I don't care about huge power. Says nobody in this channel. There you go, Bruce. That's what it's all about, buddy. I'm telling you, that's what it's all about. Now, I don't know when I'm going to get around to, you know what? I may do. So next week, we'll have a live because that'll be the 5th? So we'll do a live on the 5th. And then what I may do is do a short live Wednesday night at the shop. I think that'll be a good one on my phone. May do a short one. Probably won't be an hour. Probably only be 15, 30 minutes. But we'll be at the shop, and if we're still at the shop at 9 o'clock. We'll see what happens. But Bruce, I'm as curious as everybody else is on what my engine looks like when we tear it down. And my plan is to eventually, I don't know if we'll get to it the week we pull it out, but that's my plan, is eventually take the engine, break it all the way down, take a look at the rods, the pistons. I mean, we're going to see at least the top of the pistons. We'll see the push rods. We'll look at the heads, make sure they're good to go. We'll look at, again, we're going to put new push rods into, but we're going to measure them, make sure they're good. So we'll get a look at sort of the top end of things, but the bottom end may take me a week or so to get to that. But that's the plan, is to show everybody what the engine looks like. RT, you didn't miss much, man. I'm just flapping my gums. Just flapping my gums. So hopefully this has been smooth. It's not been the audio's not lagging or the video's not lagging. Hopefully it's coming across pretty good. All I did is I got a new Wi-Fi card, and also got upgraded to 64 gigabyte of RAM. So hopefully from, where was that, 16? I think I had 16, so I upgraded to 64 just in case. So hopefully we don't freeze up and it doesn't get crazy. Yep, RT345, you know it. Time to build the beast. Week and a half, man. I can't. I'm like biting my fingernails, just gnawing on my fingers, just waiting to get to the shop. So Brandon, I guess you're asking about the new setup. The new setup is like 9.5 to 10 to 1, right in that area. It's really going to boil down to what the heads look like, how much they deck the heads. Arguably, they only take a little bit, so anywhere from 9.5 to 10 is where it should be. Well, that's what I'm hoping, Hugh. But you know, who knows what who knows what this engine's going to look like? But it's going to be curious. I mean, if everything's fine, like the journals, the bearings and all that stuff, if they're fine, there's something to say about the 5.7. There's something serious to say about the 5.7. If there's absolutely nothing wrong with this bottom end, I think that's a statement for the 5.7 community. All right, Bruce, go get your shower, buddy. Go get your shower, buddy. But you're listening. You are an awesome subscriber and supporter of the channel, Bruce. If you're in the shower and got your whatever you're listening on, you listed it. That's awesome. All right, thanks, RT. Hopefully it stays that way. Woo. Bronsky, you've been waiting for an exhaust for 3 months? Man, that's a long time. Is that like a special order exhaust, or did you order one of the normal catbacks, be it Borla, Cooks, who else is out there? Any one of the other ones, Corsa. I'd be curious to know which one you ordered and where you ordered it from. You shouldn't be waiting that long for an exhaust. Oh, American headers. I got you. The stock 10.5 one, too much for boost. So it hasn't been for me. It hasn't been for me. My bottom end is still stock, so it's still running the 10.5 or so, whatever the stock compression is. I'm not even 100% sure what the stock compression is. If it's 10.5 to 1, that's where it's at, and that's where it's been. Yeah, that is a long time, man, to be waiting. That's kind of crazy. That makes sense. Okay. RT345 is in there too. Okay, now that kind of makes sense if they're switching facilities. Um, yeah, ARH. Yeah, that's a good set of stuff right there. You did well. What's your reason for choosing a lower compression ratio? It's just run and boost, right? So typically, lower compression is better for boost. That's an overarching saying, not you know, not to say that works for everybody's setup, but I want to stay in that 10, 9.5 to 1, even though I'm running E85. Again, just to be safe. Right. It's a little safer with lower compression when you're running high boost, because we do plan on cranking up the boost. We are gonna put the smaller pulley on there, which should get me a couple more pounds. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hope the exhaust solves your rev hang issues. So typically that's a vacuum leak. So either probably somewhere in your headers, you got a loose bolt somewhere or something. If you're rev hanging, typically it's a vacuum leak somewhere. Not 100% of the time. Usually that's what it is. If you're rev hanging, because I know in my car, if my car rev hangs, I know I got a boost leak somewhere. It's sucking up air somewhere where it's not supposed to be. And normally, if it's rev hanging, it's after the throttle body, more likely than not. Yeah, we're gonna see, Brodsky. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what it looks like. Arguably, it should be clean. I mean, we've been running the E85 for over a year or so now. So whatever nastiness was in there from running all the other fuels I ran in the Boostain, hopefully is burnt out of there, and it looks clean. So I guess that's what I'm sort of expecting, because the engine's running fine now, not having any issues. But we'll see when we crack it open. That's for sure. Boost is the case, the exhaust should solve it. It's full. Okay. Uh, you later model Coyotes 12 to 1, and people were boosting those. The problem isn't compression, it's detonation. Lower compression pistons allow higher boost without detonation. There you go. Again, that's why I went up with a little lower compression, is just for the safety issue when it comes to, obviously, detonation. All right, we are at 9 o'clock now. I've already been rattling my gums for 20 minutes or so, because I started early because I wanted to make sure everything was good to go. It still looks like we got the 8 folks watching, so we're good. Let me do one thing real quick. See if I can't get the IG guys on here, if they're not already on here. Much to my chagrin, yes, we only had one 9-second pass. We had a number of 10-0 passes, but Clone Dart, yes. Sadly enough, it was only one 9-second pass. Could we have gotten more? I believe so. Would it be pushing things even even further? Yes, we would have had to push things even further, just because now it's 70, 80 degrees at the track. So running in that weather makes it even that much harder to get back on that 9. And that 9-second pass was in okay weather, not real good weather, but it was in okay weather. All right, RT30 at 345. Great question, buddy. Absolutely. So, hang on. I got. Oh, excuse me. So, shake and bacon, where we're at and what we're doing. 10th of July. 10th of July, it goes into the shop. Possibly earlier, depending on what Mike does and what Mike gets done now, between now and then. He's got his scheduled out, and if it works out, he gets done with the person before me. We possibly could get shake and bacon early. But right now, Monday the 10th is when she goes in. The 14th, she's got to be done because Mike goes on vacation after that. So, literally in 4 days, we're going to do the swap, ice tank, all the lines, and check everything out. Make sure it all works. Put it back together. Intent is to gingerly drive home, let the car sit for the weekend. Monday the 17th, go to Fredericksburg, put her on the dyno, get her dyno tuned, and boom, we good to go. And then if everything goes good on the dyno, then it's track time that weekend, the weekend of the 17th. So that's the plan. You know what Mike Tyson says about a plan, right? A plan's only good until you get hit in the face. Once you get slapped in the face, plan goes out the window. Yeah, that's the intent, blown dart. You know, with a forged bottom end, is it easier to do nines? Yeah, because you can beat on it a lot more, but it's not as much of an accomplishment running a 9 on a forged bottom end that it is the stock bottom end, but it's still a 9. Running a 9's awesome. And one listening, I got you, Bruce. I got you, buddy. But thanks, Blown Dart. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, who can you blame for that? Wildfires are wildfires, right? There's not much you can do about it. Gary, you're coming in clutch again, brother. I appreciate the super chat 100%. I really do. You know the deal. Everything from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake. I promise you that 100%. If y'all don't believe it, look up the prices of all the parts I purchased. And I'll tell you, YouTube doesn't even come close to paying for all of it. But it does get a fairly decent little chunk paid for by YouTube. You know what? Let's just talk about YouTube for a second. So where I'm at on YouTube, typically I'm anywhere, one, depending on how much I upload, and two, depending on the watch time and, you know, everyone watching and everyone, you know, going through those ads. I know it's a pain, but I'll average anywhere from $150 to $250, $275 a month, give or take. And you guys see how much I upload. You guys see how much, you guys see I don't put a whole lot of effort into editing and taking things out. I just mush things together and throw it up there on YouTube. So you get straight up Dawn. You don't get any editing of Dawn out. You get pretty much everything I say from the time I start to the time I finish. But Bruce or Gary, again, buddy, I 100% appreciate it. You've been a staunch supporter, along with all of you guys have been staunch supporters of the channel. And I 100% appreciate every minute you guys spend watching the videos and keeping me going. That's really what keeps me going. I appreciate it. Canadian bacon. All right, Blown Dart. Timothy, absolutely air to water, 100%. So it's the tick intercooler in between the hat and the intake manifold itself. So air to water, 100%. Ice tank in the back. Then we got a heat exchanger because I do still plan to daily drive her at least a little bit. So I got a heat exchanger up front for when, I'm not throwing 8-10 pounds of ice in the back every run. I make it sound so easy. Yeah, it's not that easy, but that's the plan. VP Racing has a race coolant that's advertised to drop engine temps by 100%. What are your thoughts about running it? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen that. That's interesting. But I know. So I did get a new radiator. It's a much thicker radiator, much more holds much more coolant than the stock one. But my plan is, at least for the summer, is to run just straight water and water wetter until it starts getting cold again, and then we'll swap all that out for coolant when it comes wintertime. But I mean, it come down to price too. I mean, if you're dropping engine temps by 100%, 100 degrees, that's quite a claim. That's quite a claim. If what they're saying is true, that's a lot. And really, don't want what you want is a warm bottom and a cool top, right? So you want your oil warm in that 130 to 150 to 160 range. You want your oil to be warm, but you want your top half to be cool. But that's interesting, Brandon. I hadn't seen that. I'll have to take a look at that and see where they're coming from. And Gary, again, I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks. Bruce, plan when mason jar is full, buy parts. I got you, Bruce. 100%, buddy. Tim, wife put a part limit on me until I hung her Mother's Day TV. You got to do the honey-do list, Tim. You got to do the honey-do list. I'm with you. Oh, don't get me wrong. I do a lot of things for my honey too. 100%. My hot girlfriend, she's in there watching TV now, but I do a lot of things for her too. And we do a lot of things together. So, Hugh, fuel delivery affects boost. Direct injection allows for more boost than just port injection. Keeps it simple. It's good advice right there. Absolutely. All right, Tim. You did it this week. It's on 100%. 345. I have nightmares already. I definitely wouldn't be able to sleep if I seen that parts price. Yeah, you're definitely not going to sleep if you look at my parts list price. Because you know the deal. Ain't nothing cheap. It doesn't matter. Everyone says the LSs and the Coyotes are cheaper. Arguably, some of their bolt-ons are cheaper, but when you get past the bolt-ons, it's all expensive. It's all expensive. Hey, there's Mike. Thanks, Hugh. Absolutely. That's 100% true. 100% true. Wide body, what's happening, buddy? Visitor says, watch cooling fuel too much due to the droplet sizes. Yep. Yeah, it drops 100 degrees. That's quite a claim. Yeah, Tim, that's what I'm saying. That's you want your bottom end at that. You want your oil temps in that operating range, 130 to 150 to 160, somewhere in that range is where your oil needs to be. Transmission, our transmissions have roughly have to be above 130 before things start getting a little sketchy for the transmission. So you want your transmission a little bit above 130, and then you want to try and cool the top of the engine as much as you can. That's what I'm saying. RT 3345. Yeah, drop 100 degrees. That's like taking your 180 thermostat and putting an 80 thermostat in there. Right? That's just crazy. She's an old race girl too. Yep, she sure is, Bruce. Voltons are cheap, relatively speaking, cheap because you're talking hundreds, not thousands. Once you get past the bolt-ons, then it's thousands, not hundreds. That is true. Money on parts is ridiculous, and some of the wait times are even worse. Yeah, even the fluids, even some of the fluids aren't that cheap. Aren't that cheap anymore. But yep, parts are a bit crazy. Yep, cam headers, and then you got to talk about tuning. 100%, Tim. Yep, 100%. That's at least another K for just the PCM, the tune, and the whichever hardware you go with, HP tuners or Diablo, or some people don't even buy the hardware. They just let the tuners do it on their hardware. But anyway. Bronsky dropped 20 degrees using mobile synthetic. Nice. Mike, fluids aren't that cheap. That's what I was saying, Mike. Yeah, fluids aren't that cheap either, man. That's for sure. That's true. That's true, Hugh. There still is a Mopar tax you got to pay, but for the most part, it it gets expensive for everybody. Jay, what's going on, buddy? You ought to be getting close, Jay. How close are you? Still waiting on your additive from Amazon. That's crazy. And you got it $3 cheaper from the dealership. All right, good deal, Jay. Get that car finished, buddy. Get that car finished. Tune next Friday. So there you go. You got to have it together by then. Well, you got to have it together, tested, and make sure everything's working, no leaks, the whole 9 yards, and then you'll be ready for next Friday. I may try and come down. I'm not sure. Me and the wife may be doing something next weekend because I'm not racing. So me and my hot girlfriend can go out and do something. Well, Jay, that's what I meant by testing. Testing to make sure there's no leaks or anything like that. And everything's copacetic and working. Do not go out and drive your car, Jay. Do not go out and drive your car. You're gonna love corn life, man. You're gonna love the corn life. Tim, you talking to me or Jay on what we switched up? Oop, I didn't even get the video rolling. Not even paying. Oh, gotcha. Jay had to do some rethinking after after a few issues. He had to reevaluate his options. We'll just say that. Yeah, no doubt. E85, you can definitely feel the difference, no doubt. Man, this video is going way back. I still got my green racing hat on. Yeah. I'm with you, Jay. I'm with you. Yeah, matter of fact, I gotta go pick up my hood. Sometime this week, I gotta go pick up my hood and pay for that bad boy. That's one thing you will get down there is you'll get picked on. Ah, Tim. That's that's funny. All right, Jay, you got to respond to that one, man. As long as you don't become two pedal Jay, you're all good. Bronski, do you use a tuner device like Diablo? Yes, I have HP tuners. I have the MPVI 2 that I use. And when I was back using Diablo, I had the Trinity 2 is what I had. And really, I really like Diablo because of the Trinity 2. It's all touchscreen and it's all right there. You don't have to travel around with a laptop. Don't get me wrong, you still have to use a laptop. You still have to download the logs and tunes and all that from a laptop to the tuner. But you don't have to have a laptop to log on Diablo. You can do it through either the i3 or the T2. I just like the T2 because it's a decent sized screen and it's a touchscreen. Rich, got to nail one of my Mickey Thompson radios. Take a chance on plugging, patching, or buy a new tire. I'm about to drop 400 on a new tire. You didn't hear this from me, but I plugged mine in the past. I plugged mine in the past. And really, the only reason I plugged it is because it only had a few passes on it. They were fairly new, and I was like, nah, I don't feel like dropping another $400 on a new tire. So I just went ahead and plugged it. And you are taking a chance, 100%. You are taking a chance if you plug it. So all I can say, Rich, is go with your gut. If your gut says buy a new tire, then you probably want to buy a new tire. I usually go with my hot girlfriend's gut. I'm like, honey, I got a hole in my drag radial. Thinking about plugging it. What should I, plugging it or buying a new tire? What's your gut say? And then I usually go with that. Her gut is usually spot on. So all I can say is go with your gut. I patched mine, and that was a while ago. Was I pro charge then too? I think I was pro charge when I did that, or maybe I might have been. Oh God, it's been so long I can't remember. I might have been pro charge when I did it. But anyway, yeah, it's a tough call. It really I'm with you. I know you're saying to yourself the same thing I said. 20 $30 for a plug and a patch, or $400 for a new tire. Mm, I'm with you though, Rich. I really am. I hate it for you because that's a tough decision. All right, Jay's talking to Tim. 345. It's all love. You know it, buddy. It's all love. Uh, so Jay is putting a 5.7 together. Yeah, Jay put a lot of money in his in his transmission. I don't see him going to two pedals anytime soon. That's for sure. Oh, the new one has Wi-Fi. I didn't know that. That's all. That makes life a lot easier. Yes, sir, Jay. You should be good with that, buddy. You should be good with that. Jay, Jay, don't plug it. Don't listen to me. Hey, I'm just giving you my experience, what happened to me, and what I did. What you do is your own decision. And I say that all the time. Don't just listen to me. Do your own research. Matter of fact, I told a couple people that kept texting me back and forth on Instagram. I'm like, look, don't take everything I say as gospel. Do your own research. Check things out yourself. Ask several people, because modding these cars is like talking to a doctor. You talk to three different doctors, you get three different opinions. So just that's what I'm saying. You can listen to what I'm saying. I'm just saying don't take it as gospel, because it's not. I do a lot of things you're not supposed to do. I really do. And that's one of them. Plugging a drag radial, you're not supposed to do it. Have people done it? Yes. Have I done it? Yes. Should you do it? Probably not. But I leave that to your decision. Yeah, there's multitude of different plugs out there. It is what it is. I'm done talking about the plug. I know there's going to be about 5 or 6 more comments down here in a second. But let's get off the drag radio for now. Mike says never plug a drag radio. Tim says might as well buy 2 or 3 while you're at it. Yeah, that's the thing with driving around with drag radials. They're easy to get things stuck in them. That's for sure. Mike and Jay, I don't disagree with you 100%. I don't disagree with you. 345, you got a good point, buddy. And that ties into what Mike says up above. 400 could save you thousands. Or not spending the 400 could cost you thousands. Spending the 400 could save you thousands. Tell Mac to take you to the pizza spot. Dude, Mac takes me to eat every time I'm freaking down there. He takes me to a different spot. We've been to a number of good spots. But I know what pizza place you're talking about. He took me there the last time I was up there. God, I can't remember the name. It's really not that far from the shop, too. Yeah, that pizza is awesome. Bronski's talking to Jay if he's getting a cam. Bruce says there's Mike. Tell him, Tim. Tell him, Tim. The internet says you can only run 8 pounds on a stock bottom end 5.7. You tell him, Tim. Go with your gut. My gut says you can double that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Not without nitrous and more if you want to run 9s. That's true. That's true. I did try 26-inch tires once, and I want to say I did worse. They did not help me at all. I would go with a better cam. I would stick with roughly 28-inch tires, 28, 29-inch tires, and go with a better cam. Mike, technically not supposed to even balance bead locks either. Yep, I don't. Mine aren't balanced. Returning my eFlex Fuel Pro kit. After I bought it, they released the Pro 2 kit, and it's on sale. There you go. There you go. Oh gosh, Mike. I think he's talking about gens. Why am I lagging now? This is crazy. Anyway, we got 30 more minutes. You guys put up with the lagging for now. It's not me. It's not my computer. It's not my internet. I promise you, I should be in the 160, 170 range. This should be about 450, 350. This should be about 160. 160 megabits per second. There, 170. 170 megabits per second. There's no reason I should be lagging. There's no reason it should be dropping out. There's no reason other than YouTube. It has to be YouTube, folks. So I try my best to get rid of the lag. I apologize, but it's got to be YouTube. But back to the pizza. More importantly, back to the pizza. I think he's talking about gens. Yeah, Rich. New tire is your 100% safe bet is to get a new tire. Go to Priority Tire. They sent me 4. Nice. Yeah, Jen's pizza was awesome. Man, she makes some good pizza. All right, Brandon. I got you, buddy. That's pretty good. If 8 pounds is what the internet says, then I'm on the dark web. Well, I'm trying to be on the light web because I want everybody to know I'm running 15, 16 pounds. All right, Jay's running the old Comp Cam 270. Awesome. Ah, that's a good point, Hugh. That's a good point. Yeah, the Mickey Thompsons are directional. So that might be interesting for you, Rich. Trying to buy one tire. I didn't think that's a good thought, Hugh. Did not even think about that. Speaking of Mac, look at that guy. Oh, the garlic knots are crazy. Are crazy good. Pizza's good. Garlic knots are good. So I had what did I have? It was the all meat pizza, whatever she calls it. And then a guy beside me had Hawaiian pizza with red peppers. So ham, pineapple, and red peppers. Oh man, that was good. That was good. Yeah, mine aren't balanced either. Okay, only one little lag. That's not bad then. Like I said, I've done everything I could. Upgraded my Wi-Fi card, upgraded my RAM. I literally tripled my RAM, tripled my RAM. Uh, Not that that really has much to do with it, but I did it anyway. The Wi-Fi card. Only other thing I can do is plug in every week. I mean, that's going to get me a little bit faster upload speeds, but if it's lagging with 170 megabits per second, something's wrong with YouTube. Anyway, get her to open up for game night. Yeah, I hear you, RT345. I wouldn't say the 270 cam is outdated. There's a lot of people still using the Comp Cam 270, and I happen to be one of them. I've had my 270 for 5 years now. All right, so I'm not lagging. It's all good. Back to the pizza. 100%. Brandon, I hate buying parts twice. Yeah, absolutely. But it's a no-brainer to send it back and get a newer. Only sucker part is ships from Finland, so I gotta wait longer. Wow. Yeah, you might as well get the most up-to-date stuff if you can get it. 100%. Uh, Cam's never really outdated. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you there. It's just all in what you want, right? It's all in what you want. Yeah, there's a lot of new grinds out there. Jay's got a great point. All right, RT3. We're back to food again. Meatball sub, spicy brow bustard. Yeah, buddy. So Mike saying you can get one radio. There's only one brand they're sold in Paris, which I don't know which one that is. That's true. You just put it on the other way, right? Z, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for chiming in, man. I appreciate it. Heat kills engines. 100% you. There's no doubt about that. Directional mounted by rotation. That's 100%. But you can always flip it on the rim. That is true, Tim. That is true, Tim. All right, Bruce, take it easy, buddy. Appreciate you chiming in once again. Like Tim said, stay safe. Yeah, Jay, I've learned my lesson the hard way too. Hot stuff 2, 3 times, 4 times over. I've learned my lesson the hard way too. Sometimes you can recoup a little bit of your money by selling the old stuff, but it still hurts. All right, everybody saying bye to Bruce. That's more than I ever want, Jay. All right, Brandon. I definitely bought my long-term guitar rig as a beginner and didn't blow 20 to 50K along the way. I hear you, Timothy. Do the Eagle 5.7s have oil squirters? Good question. I'm not sure. Mike, Jay, can y'all answer that question, please? Or Tim. Tim says nope. 6.1 and 6.4s for sure. Yep. So I guess they're saying no. It doesn't. I would guess the 6.2s do, Jay, but that I would be guessing. Ah, Mike says all of them have. This is what I love about this chat. Every week, man, I'm definitely learning something new. There's no doubt about it. Jay saying the location of the cam in the block and the angle of the lifters. Yeah, there's a lot of things that a lot of different people attribute the Hemi-Tig to. And it always boils down to the cam. One shape, every shape or form, it always boils down to, obviously boils down to the cam, right? And the lifters, and whether they're getting oil or not. But I'm definitely looking forward for the next week and a half. I'm looking forward to the 10th. Is it the 10th yet? I needed to be the 10th. So Jay's got both Eagle and pre-Eagle blocks. None of them have. I hear you, Brandon. That's one thing about this chat. There is literally a lot of information that gets put out in the chat, and it'd be well worth for anyone, whether you have a 5.764 Hellcat, whatever. There's always something for you in the chat somewhere. Obviously we somewhat focus on the 5.7, but we do talk a lot about all of the other trims as well. So we argue friendly. Absolutely. We agree to disagree, and we're friendly about it. Yeah. I mean, the stock Eagle heads flow pretty good. They really do. D-Techs, they're great heads. Don't get me wrong. They're 100% great heads. They're probably 100% worth it, but they are expensive. Ooh, they're expensive. Yeah, porting the heads can be expensive. So I got mine through HHP and BES. I got their stage 3 heads for the 5.7, which are ported. They're not polished, but they're ported, CNC ported. And I think I picked up on the dyno, I think I picked up like 10 horsepower. And literally, that could have been the difference in weather from when I did it before the heads and after the heads. So take it for what it's worth. Uh, and the T Tech heads, I haven't seen anything dyno testing the T Tech heads. How much you would expect from their heads, not really sure. But I know a lot of the modern street Hemi shootout guys do go with the T Tech heads. But again, it's like 345 said, it's pricey. It really is. Brand one, the railroads pays very well. I just want every ounce of power I can get. All right, buddy. If you want every single ounce and you got the money, hey, go for the T Tech heads. Yeah, but yeah, they are expensive, 3 to 5K. One, yeah, that's the last time I looked at T Tech heads. They were like 3,000. I hear you, Jay. I could use a loan too, right? Come on, Z. Be honest with yourself now. Let's see. What are we gonna do next? Let's do this one. That's just because you're not moving yet, Jay. Once you're moving, though, I'm probably gonna wind up being the slowest in the group. Turtlest of them all. All right, Tim. That's true. Jay, you got a point, man. Mike is on his stock heads. So that's what I'm saying. The eagle heads, the eagle heads are they flow well enough, that's for sure. Z, why you lying? uh porting makes more of a difference when the car is naturally aspirated. When boost is involved, porting isn't as much a factor. You're better off spending the money elsewhere. That's that's fair. I got you, Z, but those heads are those heads are expensive. You know what? I'm gonna look them up right now. You know what? Let me go back. T Tech G3 Bear Hemi heads, $2,500. And then there's a number of CNC port options in here too, which can add to that significantly. Oh gosh. So there you go. T Tech heads, give or take 2,500 bucks. All right, Brandon. Fastest on the East Coast. We'll see. We'll see. AFR's got some heads coming out. Nice. I didn't know that, Jay. Yeah, Jay, come on. You know, in theory, you're gonna wind up being faster than me. That's what I'm saying, Tim. Those heads are expensive. Things are about to get interesting, that's for sure. Yeah, I agree with you, Z. it's if you're only going mildly over stock, you might as well stay stock. Like I said, the stock heads flow. They flow a lot of CFM. It's like 310, 315, something like that. 320. I can't remember. It's it's a lot of air. Yeah, that's what Jay's got is that the Hellion turbo kit. That twin turbo is no joke, that's for sure. All right, come on, you guys. You got to keep me talking for 10 more minutes. We got 10 more minutes. I've actually gone an hour and 20 minutes now because I started 20 minutes early just to check, make sure the video and the sound was good. See, there you go. 330 for Eagle heads. That's a lot. That supports a lot of power. I mean, come on. And if you're talking 340, 360, 340 to 360 for the Apache heads, look at Wide Body Mike. He is on stock heads, folks. Stock Apache heads. And when all said and done and he gets tuned up, that car is going to be running eights. Easy. Oh yeah. If you Oh man. Yeah, if you're scratching at stock height, you definitely don't want the twin turbos because they do hang down a little bit lower. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Z. The stock heads flow a lot. And compare those number to stock LS heads. They're in the mid 200s, I think. 250, 260, something like that. The stock LS heads, and we're pushing 330 in the 5.7 heads. They push a lot of air. They take a lot of air. Shark bait. Forge pisses enough, or do I need to forge other parts as well if I were to go higher on the boost? So shark bait, that's a good question. So I got some questions for you. Is it a 5.7, 6.4? So if you let me know if you're talking about a 5.7 or a 6.4, we'll help you out with that. Don, when is the turbo replacing the Pro Charger? Why bother with that weak sauce? All right, now don't sleep on the Pro Charger now. Don't sleep on the Pro Charger. I think we're just gonna go with a bigger Pro Charger. Eventually go with the F1A94. Sharkbait 5.7 with so my plan is eventually go F1A94. Yep. So Sharkbait 5.7, no upgrades. Yes, you definitely need to do the pistons and the rods. And it's all depends how much boost you want to go. So if you're staying in the 8 to 10 pounds of boost, don't worry about swapping anything out. You're fine. Now, again, I said this before, you're never 100% fine. Once you add boost, you're never 100% fine. But typically 8 to 10 pounds of boost, you're not going to have any issues. Now, if you're going to go more than 10 pounds of boost, I would suggest forging the whole bottom end. Forge crank, pistons, and rods. And I would do some kind of head studs too. That's just my opinion. Excuse me. Oh, you know it, Z. If we were 800-900 pounds lighter, oh, no doubt. Yeah, Jay, I tend to agree with you on the crank, but for safety's sake, just to feel safe, if you can, go ahead and forge the crank. Arguably, we're going to look at my crank when we open up the engine. Arguably, everything's good because the car's still running fine. But we'll see what my crank and journals and bearings and all that stuff looks like when we tear it apart. But yeah, if you're going to do pistons, do rods. Arguably, the crank, if you can. If not, I'm with Jay. I don't think you absolutely have to do the crank, but I would do it for safety's sake. Yeah. If we were 800-900 pounds lighter, definitely a game changer. Especially me. The car is 4340 with me in it. AJ, we were talking about this video. What, yesterday, day before? There's your boy. Yeah, it would definitely be a game changer if we were under 4,000 pounds. Yeah, I got you. You know what? I saw that. I saw that edition of. What am I thinking? Engine Masters. I saw that show on Engine Masters about that very sentence because they tested them. All right, Sharkbait, you're good to go. There you go. You got several opinions. Like I said, it's like the doctor's office, right? You talk to 3 different doctors, you get 3 different opinions. Yeah, I agree with you, Jay. I haven't seen any, and I haven't seen any issues out of mine. And I'm running, you know me, I'm running 15, anywhere from 13 to 15 pounds of boost on any given day. And my crank is perfectly fine. I agree with you 100%. But you know, it's much cooler to say I got a forged crank than the stock one. But I'm with you, Jay. I haven't heard of any 5.7 crank going. That's for sure. But there's not a whole lot of us that run the same boost I'm running. But anyway. Yep, for sure. That's your boy. That's your boy. I told you we were just talking about this video when you were here the other day. So Jay's talking to Z. It really all the places pretty much have the same prices on the Pro Charger. You know, you can go to East Coast Moparts. He'll give you a good price on a Pro Charger set as well. So, but really, they almost all have roughly the same price for the Pro Charger kits. But I highly suggest try East Coast Moparts. Talk to Andy, uh, and he'll get you set up with a good deal. Yeah, that's a good point, Hugh. Tib, yep. Get yourself a 6.4. They are way too close to the top of the piston. That's the problem. Did I upgrade the rocker arms? No, I did not upgrade the rocker arms. And I'm not upgrading them yet, but eventually I'm going to wind up doing the rocker arms as well. That's a good point, Z. Yep. Ask Mike. Scat pack. Set of drop ins and boom, you're off to the races, man. Do whatever you want. No reason to do the rocker arms and the Hemis. Manton, they're super expensive. I haven't really looked into it, but I figured eventually I'd have to do it, but we'll see. Brandon 309 diff from East Coast Moparts. They have solid pricing. They sure do, 100%. Yeah, Andy's a good guy. Really, he really is. All right, folks. We're right at 10 o'clock. And like I said, I was already in here 20 minutes early to make sure everything was good to go. The only way I could get OBS to work right was to go ahead and go live. I tried to do it. What is it called? Not private, but anyway, I can't remember the name of it. But I just wanted to test things, make sure we're good to go. But again, 10 o'clock, guys. You know, I like to cut this off right at an hour, right at 10 o'clock. But so y'all know the deal. We'll be here next week, 100%. And then more likely, I'll try and do at least a 15, 30-minute live 2 weeks from now when I'm at the shop with Shake and Bake, and go from there. But hey, guys, I appreciate the support. Y'all hear it every week. Y'all hear it almost every video. I appreciate the support you all provide. It's always positive. I never get any, I don't want to say never. 99% of the time, it's all positive feedback, positive comments on the channel. And I highly appreciate everyone that supports the channel, sits back, watches the ads, watch those ads, or just go get you a drink while your ads are on and then come back. But I definitely appreciate it, fellas, 100%. I really do. You are the real reason why I keep this going and keep doing what I'm doing. But that's enough. That's it for this one, folks. Until next time, adios.